lot of fun. Let's do some quick close-up comments.
Well, first, I want to just start with story concepts, which obviously have nothing to do with the game system that you're running in. A game can support them, but you did a great job of a story, and your story was so evocative of a Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy 6 or 3 in the American numbering really has an intro that feels very similar to it, and that's one that you have very little experience, you said, with. But so many of them, you always have, or generally have people who are heroes, and who are then forced to walk away from that life for some reason. You've got your Magitech Esper type thing going on, and just so many Final Fantasy elements put together in a really good story. The setting obviously is supporting that, and so it's evocative and great for that. The game system, I generally felt like I was good at what I was supposed to be good at, and I was not good at what I wasn't supposed to be good at, and so that was great. The different abilities I thought were cool to hear different people using them. So I'm a fan.
Thank you very much.
I'm definitely a fan as well. Thank you very much for running. I had a lot of fun. I will tell you right now, healer and buffer is not my go-to preferred archetype, but I play anything. I had a lot of fun playing and building the characters. It was a really great experience. I did find it interesting that the starting white mage stuff, no tree had an offensive attack. So I was just, trying to, since I can't interact with the world and I had no offense, I'm just like, how can I make the most bang for the buck?
So you do have offense, and it's in the top tree. You didn't take any of those abilities.
I'm gonna go take a double look at that.
Because there are statuses that you can do.
The sleep and confuse.
Yep.
I stayed away from the sleep and confuse because given the setting that we were given, I'm just like, that seems like there's gonna be a lot of things I won't be hitting, so I'd rather be stuff that I know I can affect.
Of course.
At the time, yeah. So I remember that now.
Although I would allow sleep and confuse on robots anyway.
Oh, well, I was not aware of that.
I don't particularly limit that.
Okay.
I don't particularly feel like there should be a limit on that.
Well,
that's one thing I disagree with about many Final Fantasy games.
I think confuse works on a lot of the robots. Sleep, I don't think so, but
I feel like you can shut down a robot temporarily. Right, I feel like that's a doable thing with magic.
But the haste apparently really made a difference, made a huge change, the manifest haste.
Yeah.
So, made a huge change to the story.
Huge change to the story. Yeah, I was expecting you to get back with everything having already been decided. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
Alex. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun. I think character creation is pretty interesting with the tree system and just kind of making choices along that. It's very cool, very simple to follow, but it's good there. It's fun being the character, and I think being the ethereal, being tied to someone is a fun way to play as well. Unfortunately, the dice having me fumble a lot today. Really didn't go my way.
Your good dice came to me because I had some pretty shockingly good rolls. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll show it on camera. Just wouldn't. I'm like, whoo. That's 6 successes out of the starting 3 dice or something. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, but I also like the setting is really cool as well. It's fun with just kind of the magic and the tech and the robots, and so very well done. So very fun time playing it.
I definitely agree that the tied to somebody physical, somebody ethereal is an interesting concept, and it's something that's definitely a bit different than what you'll see in most games, and because 2 of us can't interact with the world. Certainly, it seems like this is a game where you're encouraged to make sure that you have even number of players.
That was the question, actually, is what do we do when we have an odd player?
So there are 2 alternatives. First of all, I didn't think it was going to work, but it actually works absolutely great. I've playtested it multiple times now. You can have one person play both, right? And that actually can work absolutely great. It's worked great every time I've done it. I'll be honest, as a creator, I thought, that ain't going to work. And it worked wonderfully well. I was really surprised.
Good to know.
Secondly, particularly fun when the player has enough presence of mind to make the two not always agree on everything.
Mhm.
That's particularly fun.
Yeah.
The alternative is obviously you can play just a corporeal, right? I mean, how much difference did it make that you, Lala, were linked specifically to Wheel? You could still haste everyone else. You could still mass haste.
Right.
It doesn't make a massive amount of difference if you
just
actually
flavor.
just play a corporeal.
Yeah, the poor corporeal that doesn't have a spirit tied to them is just not as cool.
Stabbing themselves with crystals all the time. Why doesn't
Why doesn't it work?
Yeah. Why doesn't it work for me? It was actually really strange because I wasn't starting out intending my character to be a troublemaker, but given that I was tied to a troublemaker, my reputation kind of went down that road with him. I'm like, oh, just go with it. I'm kind
You
of
weren't a troublemaker, though. You were just inquisitive.
Yes, I was just inquisitive, but I had
overly helpful. For table role playing scene, I have to say that Wheel going and being Generalissimo Wheel, that's the best part
awesome.
of it.
That was
great fun.
That was